Okay, I have to try this just because it's disgusting. So tell me what the name of the candy is again.
Pulse.
Spell that P-U-L.
P-U-L-S-E. It's a green mango candy.
Yeah, it's originally it's a classic snack, right? Where they use the sulfur salt. It's called black salt, and they put a bit of chili and sulfur salt on mango. And I have to admit that when I had the real green mango with the sulfur salt, is not that bad. That candy was like pushed. It's like the mega warheads, you know, that we had as kids. I wonder too sometimes, like the gamey flavor of the pheasant, the cheese, the this, the eel, the that. I see it sometimes as a bit of a, like, you know, the ghost peppers, a bit of a pissing contest between,
yeah,
you know, like,
right.
It's like
no one could possibly enjoy the taste of ghost pepper,
No,
right?
no.
Does it even have a taste? I mean, you even responding to that taste?
I won't even try it.
Have you
you
at
know
all?
who
No?
you know who loves that? You know Olivier?
Yes.
Those guys, they have like, well, they watch like Game of Thrones. They get together.
And they eat ghost peppers?
Oh yeah, and they have like
We're talking about Olivier Aubin-Mercier, who's a fighter in the UFC.
Yeah, and they'll have like ghost pepper parties, you know, and then the next day they'll go to Comic-Con and dress up as superheroes, and then play some online poker and then eat more ghost peppers.
Well, he's also a UFC fighter. I mean, you got to think he's a very extreme human being.
He's a funny kid, man.
He's a very, very, very nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, if
brilliant.
you didn't know that he was a trained killer, you would have no idea if you talked to him. It just seems like a gentleman.
Yeah, he's a sweetie. Yeah, he's a good kid. Yeah.
And it's a good for us. It's interesting, you know. We actually have a bit of a chapter in the book where we talk loosely about those guys and that relationship.
Well, you guys sponsored him or something
before the Reebok thing,
right? Yeah, because I remember one of the fights that we did in Montreal. We went to your restaurant afterwards, and Olivier showed up after his fight. And you guys were congratulating him, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, his fiancée, his wife his girlfriend works with us at the restaurant.
Yeah, for a long time now.
Wow.
And you know, we met because these guys, it's interesting, eh? They're super into food, and they're open to a lot of things, and they're curious, and a lot of them get aimed in the wrong direction, you know, like the brown rice and chicken direction.
Mm-hmm.
And you're responsible for, in big part, for the awakening, the nutritional awakening of these guys. You know, a lot of them go for their gun license now just to be able to hunt. They go fishing on the weekend. They go for like 2 hours hike in the wood and like little fishing rod. They come back with trouts, and we get a phone call. He's like, "Hey, Fred, I go fish for trouts. You know, what do I do with that?" You know, it's a great thing. And yeah, we did sponsor them after, but then what we do now is we cook for them post weigh in.
Yeah, Marco did GSP the last fight at Madison Square Gardens. The boys were there for a week. We've done
Tim Kennedy after.
Oh, so they came for a week and just hung out and cooked meals for
We
him?
send the kids. Marco and Fred goes, and Gab goes. Gabrielle Drapeau. They rent a suite, and they prepare all of the meals up to weight cut and afterwards.
Oh. And do they have nutritional requirements for the weight cut and like the week of?
They do.
They have a nutritionist there with them, but
so
then
they guidelines.
They have the
Correct.
plan. But I have a take on that is, if the nutritionist writes a plan and the food's not good and you don't eat it, then it doesn't work, right?
Right.
Like, it can be right on paper, but if you don't take the pill, then you don't do
like
the
you
job.
can say chicken and kale, this much grams, but a professional cook will make the kale delicious
or Brussels sprouts
and cook the
instead,
chicken
you know?
properly, because the kale could be bad and the chicken can be dry.
Thing too that works that
The
I
guys are
noticed-
already suffering.
The thing that works the best in that case is that all of a sudden you have in the room, we set up a little table. So it's not like PlayStation dirty underwears, like pre-fight vibe. It's
dining with friends.
It's dining with friends. And whether it's Marco, Gab, me, we know we don't talk. If you don't want to talk, if you want to talk, we're here, you know, and we'll hang out. But then you feel like your eggs in a tortilla. You feel like your eggs with potatoes, or like it's mellow, and it helps a lot with just the context of not being like ordering pizza from room service. You know,
Yeah,
and
George
eating,
used to tell us horror stories. You know, before some of his biggest wins years ago, George said eating like room service rigatoni and pizza before like a major fight. You know, so now it's different.